What's up, everybody? This is my very first video, so I'm excited. Today I will be showing you all how to do a simple knotless braid. I'll be doing a medium and I'll be doing a larger braid to make sure that I show every detail. I'm not going to be going very in detail with everything as far as using my products and like dipping the hair and loosening the hair, because this is on a mannequin head. So it's not exactly, the same as doing it on a human's head, but we're going to get the basics down pat. So like I said, this is a mannequin's head, so parting is not going to be perfect because the scalp is not the same as a human's head. But I already parted about halfway through my mannequin's head, and now you see me just breaking off my first part from my medium knotless. And so now I'm just going to section out that part, put some shine and gem on there. That's the only product that I'm going to be showing because that's the most known product that everybody uses. So now you can see I'm just taking the comb and just combing each side of the hair just to make sure there are no extra flyaways getting in the way. That way that your braid can be as neat as possible. And then I already pinned up the extra hair on the side just to make sure again nothing's in the way. And so now that I have that pinned up, as you can see, I'm just taking the shine and gem and working that at the root of the mannequin's hair and working that down the hair, just to make sure that this holds the flyaways and to make the braid as neat as possible. Now that my section is completely broken off, there's no flyaways in my shine and gem product. It's all throughout the hair. I'm going to be dividing my hair into 3 strands. And now this is where I'm going to begin to braid like a regular braid. And I'm going to use the overhand method to start my braid off to make sure that that grip is really there. And so now you can see that my middle strand is what I'm holding with my pointer finger and my thumb. And that is the strand that I am always crossing over to create my braid look. And then next what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab 1 strand of hair. I usually just use 3 strands of hair when I'm starting off my braid. Some people feed in smaller pieces and work their way up to bigger pieces. I don't like how the plait is so small towards the front and it gradually kind of gets bigger. I like to just add even pieces inside of my braids. So as you look and see, I added that piece of hair in and I pinched it with my pointer finger, as you see, and my thumb. And I placed that between my other pointer finger and thumb on my left hand, and I slid that through, and I hold that nice and firm, and that's when I begin to braid in my same upper hand way. But now I'm just adding in my 3 strands of hair. So you're just adding the hair, making sure that you pinching it to have a nice firm hold, and then you just begin to also braid. So now that I'm going down and I'm just braiding everything, one thing that I like to assure that I do is I like to take my comb and make sure that I comb down the hair to mix the weave and the person's hair that I'm doing. That way your braid doesn't have any lumps and doesn't have any, bumps throughout going down the braid. And then I take some shine and gem and I also lay that across the hair, and then I begin to braid. This just gives the braid a more sleek and fitted look. That way, the flyaways are tucked away, and it just makes everything look so much neater. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer into doing my underhand braid. Once I get low enough, depending on the person's length of their hair, after braiding about 5 or 6 times with the upper hand method, I use the underhand method. And I'm going to zoom in and show you guys exactly my hand movements. That way you can see the way I'm pulling the hair to create the other braiding look. So now that I'm zoomed out, you can look and see that I'm just braiding down. And I'm going to zoom in as so. And if you look very closely to the movements of my finger, I'm always taking my middle strand, and that is the strand that is moving. So you see that my pointer finger is always under my middle strand, and it's almost the same as underhand braiding, except your fingers are below the braid now. But I'm only moving my middle strand. So as you can see, my middle strand is going over my right. And then I add some shine and gem just to help with the flyaways and make everything look neater. And then my middle strand is going to go over my left. then my right, as you see. And then I'm going to take that middle strand and it goes over my left. So I did want to go ahead and show another braid because repetition is key. The more you practice, the better you will get. And I'm going to show a larger braid. So I'm parting off a larger part, adding my shine and jam and parting through that to make sure I get the neatest part as possible. Now I'm taking my 3 strands like I showed you in the beginning, and then I'm going to begin to braid. Taking my middle section of the hair with my pointer and thumb finger and crossing that over my left and my right. So now I take my larger piece of hair, I insert that with my pointer finger and my thumb, and I put that between my pointer and my thumb. And that's when I take it and I begin to braid, crossing over. So I'm feeling another piece of that blonde hair with my pointer finger and my thumb, with my other pointer finger and thumb. And I just repeat the same process. And then I'm going to comb through the weave and the manicure hair just to make sure there are no lumps and bumps between the hair. This will make the braid look so much neater. So now that I have got low enough, I have switched to my underhand braiding technique. And that's why I take my middle strand and I cross that over the left. And then I take my middle strand and cross that over the right. And as you see, that's the left and that's the right. And I continue to do that all the way down the braid. Excuse the flyaways at the top. I didn't add any product to tuck it, but you get the idea. So that's about it. And I'm just showing the braid down. And I hope you enjoyed this video. It's just for my beginners. I will get more detail into what products I use and everything else or the next videos that I will be posting. Please like and subscribe and comment and let me know what you all think. Thank you.